So welcome back everyone. Today I want to show you an update to my MidControl DCTL. This is version 2. I wanted to show you what is the new additions over version 1. If you aren't aware of this DCTL, I have made it as a free download in my GitHub. The link is in the description. You can find it and add it to your DCTL folder and use it for free in Davinci Resolve. If you do not know, the DCTLs are only supported by the studio version of Davinci Resolve. They cannot be run on the free version. In this image, I have taken it from its native Ari White Government and Ari Lock C4 into Davinci White Government Davinci Intermediate, and through JP2499 DRT, I have taken it to Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. I have added two DCTLs in between. One is my contest DCTL, the other is this RH Petal USAT MT. So this is a new DCTL that's going to come out soon. This is an alternative to my Filmic Colors DCTL. So this is basically a look development plugin that is geometrically motivated as compared to my Filmic emulation DCTL, which has the spectral integrations going over. So this is architecturally different. So I'll be making a new video unpacking the details of this because there's a lot to unpack in this. So this is what it is doing to the image. Now let me come to this MidControl DCTL. I have added version 1 and version 2 here, and I've added a layer mixer nodes to show you the differences between the two. This is version 1 and this is version 2. Just to make it very clear, I have kept the same values in both these DCTLs. The midpoint, the shadow curve, highlight curve, red highlights and the blue shadows are all the same. The only addition, the obvious addition you can see over here in the version 2 is I have added this checkbox called enable RGB adjustments. Let me just enable it. So in version 1, it is on by default. You don't have a separate checkbox to toggle these red, green, and blue shadow and highlight controls on and off. In version 2, we are able to do this just by clicking on this enable RGB adjustments. I leave the enable RGB adjustments turned on. Let me enable this version 1. As you see, this is taking precedence now because it is in the bottom of this layer mixer node, and the layer mixer leads the bottom signal. It gives priority to the bottom node more than the top node. So what you're seeing is the changes that are made through the version 1 of the MidControl. So if I disable this, you can see certain things are happening with the version 2 of the MidControl DCTL. You can particularly see them in the magenta, red, and green, and also you can notice certain changes happening in the shadow region of his face. If you're keen enough, you can also observe it over the shadow region of the female subject's face. So what does V2 does better than the V1? V2 protects the neutrals better than V1. You can see that in those colors, it also protects the saturation and the hue better than the version 1. I'm not sure how much YouTube is compressing the video, but if I enable version 1 of MidControl, you can see that the signal that is coming in is slightly modified by the version 1, especially the saturation and hue signal are slightly modified by the version 1 of the MidControl with the same values applied. If I disable the version 1, you can see this. You can see a picture that is close to the original when we apply changes to the image through the MidControl version 2 DCTL. So if I disable and enable this, you can appreciate it even better. Especially you can see it in the red, green, and magenta patches of the hues. They stay close to the original. If you look very keenly on YouTube, I hope you'll be able to notice the shadows. They're staying neutral in version 2 compared to version 1. In version 2, there's a slight color cast and a tint. The curve adjustment is also leaking over to the shadow and highlight region, but in version 2, it's much more cleaner. You might be bored of seeing this image. Let me show you this example with one more clip. So let's take this image for example. I have done the same things. This is a S-Log3 image. I have taken it from S-Log3 to Davinci White Gamma, then into Rec 709 and Gamma 2.4. This is the version 2 of the MidControl. If I disable this and enable this, you can clearly see the contrast difference that is being added to the picture. It's a beautiful and rich contrast without overdoing it. So I've gone quite strongly on the blue side of things for the shadows. If I disable the enable RGB adjustments, you can obviously see what it is doing to the picture. Especially you can notice this on the foot of the bench over here. You can see the difference. If I disable the RGB adjustments and enable it, you can see how much it changes the hue of that. And it creates a nice flip toning over here. So let me enable these show curves, and we can see the thing that we are doing to the image. So there's a strong blue cast in the shadows or below your midpoint. if I disable and enable the RGB adjustments, I think you'll be able to appreciate that. I think that's the demo I wanted to show you regarding the version 2. It is in development and I'll be packaging it and releasing it soon on my website. The demo will be out on the GitHub. If I get enough comment, enough like, or enough traffic on this video, I'll be motivated to even release it as a free tool on GitHub. Right now, I'll be releasing a demo and the original tool will be released on my website. You can purchase it from there. Stay tuned for more such DCTLs. Please keep following the channel and supporting it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again in another video.